Welcome filmmakers, fans, and friends to Indie Cinema Showcase. We're your hosts, Christina Carmona.
And I'm Nando Luis Roman.
Today we are at Orlando Vintage, located in Winter Park.
This cool little store has everything that you can possibly need for a period piece if you're doing your next film production.
Yes, and I'm gonna chat with the owner, Lisa Smith, while Nando, you get to see what kind of costumes you want.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna buy a lot of stuff, so.
Yeah, let's check it out. Hey guys, I'm here with Lisa Smith, proprietor of Orlando Vintage. Thank you so much for letting me in here and chatting with me today.
Well, thank you for giving me a call and having so much interest in my business. I appreciate that too.
Of course, there's really nothing like this place. So tell us the history.
Well, the shop I started back in 1995. I was over in College Park on Edgewater Drive, and I had about 540 square feet of space. And that's where I started, and then up until 2016, I ended up here. I bought the building then and expanded and haven't looked back.
How did you get started with vintage clothing?
Vintage, well, I always loved fashion, and vintage was still readily available. You could still find it in thrift stores and things like that.
Right.
And I love the history of the clothing and the quality and the authenticity of it.
Right.
I was a big movie buff, so I watched a lot of old film and really appreciated fashion from an early age.
Right, and where do you find your clothing?
Well, honestly, most of the time it finds me. I mean, even today we had a lovely donation from a woman in the neighborhood who brought us some really great things, including the dress she wore for her wedding, which isn't a typical wedding dress, but an Asian-inspired gown. But oftentimes people bring their things in or their collections in when they're ready to let them go. We also go out and shop. So we go to big flea markets like the Brimfield Flea that's going to be happening real soon here in September. So.
Right. And then when people walk in here, because I know when I walked in here with the music and everything, it just screams vintage, and I love it. So what can they expect?
Well, generally you can expect a fully stocked store with lots of desirable things. We're open 5 days a week, Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 6. We have real consistent hours. We have for the last 28 years. You can get a variety of things for men and women. You can pick up any kind of dress you need, whether it's a disco dress or a traditional little black dress. Here, we always have those items in stock.
Right.
Plus, we have a really large vintage rental collection. That's the rack behind us. It's the dry cleaning rack. It still moves.
Nice. I love that.
I'll maybe show you later.
Yeah.
And it has costumes from the 70s, 80s, the 60s, the 50s on there, plus Victorian, Edwardian, those types of things as well.
That's amazing. And one of the biggest things that caught my attention is that you worked in film.
So yeah, I provide wardrobe for film and television. So a show like Stranger Things, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. There's also recent shows like Love and Death that was a big hit.
Yeah.
And Candy. And films like Nice Guys and Men in Black 3. They'll contact me. They'll be like, Lisa, we've got this production coming up. It's in this period. Here's our storyboard. Here's our color palettes. Here's our scene detail. And I ask lots of questions because question is power. And, you know, I need
1000%.
I need more information to do a good job for them.
1000%. I love how that kind of made that full circle. You started because you loved the films and watching,
Right.
and then now here you are. So what do you offer like indie filmmakers that might come in and say, hey, Lisa, I have a film that's taking place in the 50s. Like what
Right.
can they...
Well, what I'll do, it depends on what stage somebody's in. Oftentimes people, when they start writing their scripts, like a lot of the Full Sail students, they'll come in and I'll be like, listen, make it realistic. Don't have too many characters that you have to dress with that budget.
Right.
And I talk to them about their principles. If they have limited budgets or even just to start with, I'm like, your principals have the most camera time. They're the most important characters. Let's talk about their wardrobe. Let's talk about how many wardrobe changes you need. So I act as like their professional costume designer within in-house for them as a service. And sometimes I'll extend my services to them if they need more assistance. Like if they need somebody to go out and buy and do fittings, I offer fittings here for them. I'll have their actors come in, I'll fit them, I'll help style them, and I'll put packages together to help fit in their you know, budgets.
Yeah, that's
So-
amazing. That's amazing. We have not found anything like this. So when we saw Orlando Vintage, we
Yeah.
definitely knew we had to come here.
Well, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So where can people find more information?
Well, you can find us at orlandovintage.com. That's our website, and we have about 500 pieces up there. That's a good example of some of the things we have, and people can shop with us from all over the world. And then we have our Instagram account, Orlando Vintage, and then our Facebook, and you can find us here on 1500 Formosa Avenue in College Park. We're kind of between College Park and Winter Park. We're Winter Park address, but we're a College Park shop.
Right.
And we're a little isolated because this building was once a grocery store in the 50s, and
It's
it
all
was a
vintage.
neighborhood
I love
grocery
it,
store,
yeah.
and so it kind of sits along all these residential homes. But I like the coziness of it. I like I don't know. It's got a groove.
It's great. The aesthetic is there.
Right.
So guys, make sure you check out Orlando Vintage. Lisa, I'm going to peruse around if you don't mind.
Please.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome, and thank you.
There's one thing I love is a good tie. I don't know if I can pull off seashell. We all know I love purple.
Hey, Nance.
Hey,
Ooh, this one's definitely
Right,
you. Yeah.
right.
Color and everything.
Mike, I'm digging these ties.
Yeah. How about this hat?
Ooh.
Right?
Of all the bars and all the gin joints in the world, she had to walk into mine.
I don't know why I brought you here. Pick a tie.
I feel like I should have a martini or something. Cigar.
Oh. Vintage jewelry. I love that. And I love that. I need that.
No.
Nando, did you
No,
see
no,
that?
No.
I
Yes, very pretty.
love
Yep,
that.
yep. We're just gonna walk away.
but
Walk
it's
away.
calling
Nope,
my
it's all good.
name?
Yep. Yep. Keep going. Just right over this way. It's good. We're good.
Well, we had such a great time perusing all of this cool stuff here. I mean, this is the place for everything vintage.
Absolutely. I mean, I saw a couple leather jackets, a couple of top hats that I definitely want to try on. And you know, you never know. You might find something for your next production.
Absolutely. A big thank you to Lisa Smith for chatting with me and telling us all about the history of Orlando Vintage.
As always, if you have something you want featured on Indie Cinema Showcase, be sure to email us at icstv@yahoo.com.
And don't forget to follow us on our socials, Facebook at ICSTV and on Instagram, ICSTV Show.
Well, we hope you saw something you like, learned something new, or got inspired to get off the couch and go make a movie of your own. You never know, it might be good enough for us to screen on the next Indie Cinema Showcase.
That's it for our time here, and as they say in the film industry, that's a wrap.
We'll see you next time.